Bench warmers, let me talk to you. Let's get this out in the open. I know that I'm very new at having this being a topic that I can bring up. I've seen it around a little bit. I kind of experience it in my own life, and it bugs me. It bugs me to my core, especially now having experienced firsthand what we're going to be discussing. I don't understand how anybody can sit there and say the foolish and stupid things that I've been seeing. But in case anybody was curious, teachers don't get paid over the summer. I don't know where this myth came from. I don't know where people were being like. We do not get paid for this time that we have off during the summer. Even if you sign a 12-month contract like myself, you get the money allotted for the 180 days that the kids will be in school, and that's it. So if you want to split hairs, then if you sign a 12-month contract, I get paid less money each month so that I have money coming in all year round. And I do all of this knowing that I'm going to have to, in about the next 30 days or so, get a whole new crop of 160 12-year-olds who may or may not have had the correct upbringing and be able to sit in a classroom like a civilized human being. That was a stretch at times last year. I have to be the one to deal with that. And that's what I signed up for. I made the choice. I've switched careers to be in this field. And yes, having the time off where I don't have to go into work every day, sure, I enjoy it. But it's not like I'm making money while I just sit here on my ass. I'm trying to do some other things. I'm putting in work for the show. I've been putting in work on my lawn service. So to sit there and see people talking about the fact that teachers are just whining and complaining and don't deserve breaks and don't deserve a raise because we get, quote, paid in the summer, let's just knock that out right now. We don't. We do not get paid in the summer. Teachers don't get paid in the summer. All right. I got the bad stuff out of the way. Center of attention, episode 143 of the Far End of the Bench coming your way right now.
If you don't stay down and you never quit, come on over here and sit on the far end of the bench.
What up? What is up, Benchwarmers? Welcome in, everybody. Episode 143 of the Far End of the Bench podcast. It's not going to be that contentious the entire time. Trust me. It's going to be a pretty chill episode until we get to the trivia because Niko now is going to give me an AP test because of what I did to him last week. Stick around for Guess the Bench, but we're very glad that you tuned in. Be sure to follow, subscribe at FEOTB Pod everywhere on social media, and then subscribe to our YouTube channel and the Variety Sports Network. We are proudly presented by the VSN Network at Variety_Sports_. Be sure to subscribe to them on YouTube. What's up, Nick? Are we going to get your mic is up?
Life is very good. Life is very good. Yeah, off to a hot start. We'll see if the Wi-Fi holds this week. Knocking on wood that we don't run into those problems again this week. I'm already stuttering as I'm talking and looking at myself. So we'll see. I'm hoping it's better. I don't think it's gotten worse. It's the beginning of the month. I paid my bills, so we should be good. We'll see. We'll see.
Man, if nothing else, at least we're not. It's a good thing that we decided. I felt like we could have done yesterday, and yesterday might have been fun to do on the 4th of July, but with the amount of fireworks going off, and the rain too, I don't know when I decided to sign up to live in like Florida or Seattle with the amount of rain that we've gotten. Nico, my dad still hasn't turned on our sprinkler system, and we have grass that's the length. I have to cut it every week. It's not a question. It's not negotiable.
That's a great sign. Look, yeah, the weather's been a little but I'll tell you what though, when it's wet like this, and the rain is coming down, it's great fishing weather, baby, and the fish are biting and the fish are active, so that's all I care about. Yeah, it's a little gloomy. Yeah, you have to pull out the sweatshirts every now and then, but I got myself an NBA championship sweatshirt that I can wear, so it sounds to me like it's a win-win.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you had 4 minutes and 15 seconds in the straw poll of when Nico is going to mention the NBA champion Nuggets, you just hit your
over under the over under the 5 is. I mean, look, it doesn't. I'm going to just say it like every fucking show, world champion.
The center of attention this week, so he had to throw it in right at the beginning of the show.
Just going to remind everybody: we came, we saw, and we conquered. Yeah, we're wearing that shit.
Yeah. I'm kind of technically celebrating Independence Day a day afterward. No, it's weird. It was a good weekend. I don't know. What were you watching on TV now that we have no sports? Like PLO wasn't going on. there was baseball happening, I guess, if we want to count that.
That's a
I'm sure that. Yeah, that is a sport. But, I'm sure what probably pulled better ratings was those cornhole championships. The cornhole and spikeball championships that I see on a weekly basis on like CBS and Fox Sports, it's kind of impressive. I should have just gone. I should have been in a frat is what I'm trying to say. I should have gone to college, not to play football, but to be in a frat and learn how to play spikeball and all of this shit.
You could have done that. Spikeball is legit. I love playing spikeball. However, to answer your question, was watching the lacrosse world championships on Saturday. The U.S. beats the gold. Beats
national
Canada.
Sport of.
National
that's
sport
for them.
The U.S. beats Canada. I have players on both teams, so I was watching both teams. For my Canadian players, I wasn't rooting against Shields, just rooting for my country. And I don't think I have to fight against that one. I think that's pretty fair. That's and look, funny enough, Summer League has started on Monday. So right now, as recording in the background, I'm watching Wembanyama play for the Spurs in the Summer League. So no, baseball is not something that's being watched. Okay, I picked up the game of Catan. I have a new favorite game that I have not won a game yet against my family, so a little disappointing. But yeah,
is that a board game or what is?
It's a board game. It's like a Monopoly, but a different game. My whole team plays Catan competitively against one another. I probably shouldn't say that, but they do, and they have it every weekend. We play a tournament. The day before game, they have a whole Catan tournament in one of the hotel rooms. So I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna learn, and we'll see if we can get there. Because I'm not watching fucking baseball. This is the time of year to catch up on TV shows, catch up on movies,
read a couple
watch
books.
Summer basketball.
Write in your daily Stoic philosophy journal. Prepare yourself for the mongrels that you're going to be seeing for the next 9 months. Are those not what everybody else is doing? Am I alone in saying that? Oh yeah, wrong show. Sorry. Check out summer camp later on. I don't even know when we're going to do it this week with the way the holiday fell. But yeah, check out summer camp when I'm talking about my teaching life. I'm going to say, like, I am using this time watching a little bit more TV, I guess, but I'm reading. I've been trying to read 24 books this year. I'm on my 24th book, and I'm going to be finishing 24 in July with the last book in the Dune series. So that movie that just came out with Zendaya and Timothée Chalamet. Yeah, I read the entire book series. Yep, Batista. I forgot that he's in that. He's actually going to be in this next one coming up because he wasn't in the half of the book that they did the first movie on. It's tough because in my mind, and I'm sure that I don't even know if you have an opinion on this. I don't know if you like Star Wars. Dune is the best sci-fi series I've ever. The books, I'm just talking strictly the books and the way that they tell this epic story. Best thing that I've ever witnessed, seen, read, anything like that for sci-fi media. The movie obviously slow.
Obviously, you've never seen peak Game of Thrones because peak Game of Thrones is just a different world. Okay,
that's going to be our next. I had to ease my way. I can't go 12-book series right away. I'm going 6-book series first.
That's fair. I obviously never read the books of Game of Thrones, but I heard the books are even better than the TV show.
That's what I've heard.
Peak Game of Thrones, like that's nothing tops that TV level. Like I kid you not, like middle fucking football season. I was watching the damn Game of Thrones right after Sunday Night Football. Like I would lay off Twitter, lay off everything off Sunday night and watch Sunday Night Football, so I had no spoilers, and then directly go watch that. And it was just peak, like I said, peak Game of Thrones TV. Like there's not much that stops it. And I know the books are better.
I would actually prefer.
Patience to read them.
Yeah, I think because that's what Raleigh wants to do. Is that she wants to find a series that we read together. She has a few of them. I don't think she even has all of the Game of Thrones books. I'm interested, but like Dune is cool for me because I started reading it in high school and I came back to it. But yeah, I kind of wish it was more of a TV series anyways. Like it's hard. Making a book into a movie is hard. There's a lot of backstory that are in books that you don't recognize. Like
the Lightning Thief, that one movie that basically ruined it, and now it's coming back for a TV show. Hopefully Disney doesn't ruin it because that was like my favorite book growing up. Lightning Thief, and those Greek mythology.
Those are and those are good for a series. I don't understand why It has to be the series of movies. And then you look at Dune, like the first 2 movies, quote, in your movie franchise are barely going through the first book. Like they barely get to the end of the first book. And there's so much more that's left to cover. The series after the 3rd book jumps 3,500 years into the future. They're not going to be able, it's going to be like movie 12 and we'll just barely be touching page 1 of book 3. I'm a little upset about it. I'm salty because I want a good Dune movie so I can finally go toe to toe with you Star Wars nerds. You and Dom are killing me, and Raleigh.
Hey, Star Wars is Star Wars. Look, the Star Wars is different. All right, I would look. The last couple movies were trash, but if we really want to get down to it, because this is not a sports show during the summer. Okay, see that on the bottom says FVOTV summertime. We know it's sports talk, but we mix in everything else here, okay? And Star Wars TV shows have been carrying the franchise since episode 6 came out. It's been a while since episode 3 came out because that was more recent. The 7, 8, and 9 were just but since episode 3 came out,
and the series are pretty good. Dom was watching the Obi-Wan series when he was here before he left for vacation this last time. I didn't watch The Mandalorian because I'm behind. It just takes too much time, and I have other stuff. That's what summertime's for. That is true. It's what summertime is for. I don't know. It's weird. It's an interesting sensation because I had so much that I wanted to do, and then I got to the summer and I just didn't want to do anything. Like it builds up all throughout the school year, and then the last day, like I finally send the kids off. Oh, great. We have nothing free. What do you guys want to do?
Nothing. Just sleep. Let me watch TV. Just leave me alone.
I think I've been hibernating for like the last month and a half, and it's crazy. Like there's less than 40 days, Nico. There is less.
Than school 40. Again?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Douglas County starts the first week of August. So
that's brutal.
I have a whole month. I have a whole month of school before we even get into football games.
I'm so sorry.
Week 0 ends up being like the 18th day of school. Not that I count down all 180 days of school. Everybody does. I had a teacher that was retiring with me this last year. She had a roll of toilet paper that one of our other teachers. I don't know if you had Jewish where we grew up. You had friends that were Jewish and celebrated Hanukkah, right?
Yes.
Did they ever tell you about the gag gift where like you get a roll of toilet paper, but you have to like unroll it and you get a $20 bill every 5 feet that you unroll because their relatives like gave them a roll of toilet paper but unrolled it and put money in it because you have to make it. You have 8 days worth of presents to give. You kind of got to spice up the presentation, I guess. But one of our teachers unrolled 189 rolls worth of toilet paper and wrote out 180, 179 on all of these. Yeah, so
that's way too much time on that person's hands.
He has kids too. That's what I don't get. The teachers that have kids of their own. This is honestly just making me push my life choices. I'm not going to have a family until I'm done with everything else.
Yeah, we got some time, buddy.
I said it last week. Those pictures that I posted, there's a couple pictures that I posted of me from the zoo. I look too comfortable pushing a stroller with 2 kids on it. Like there is no stretch of the imagination at that point. And that's a shock to me because in my head, I'm still 12. And I still see myself as a 12-year-old kid walking into rooms.
It's funny. My school friend group has 4 out of the 10 of us are pregnant. So yeah, that's fun. That's great. That's awesome.
Yeah, and we have like there's a couple of people that we were really close with that I am shocked. Like a kid of their own and brought on a kid from somebody else in like a past relationship. I was like, damn, really? We think that we're that responsible. Okay, we're that responsible then.
I'm not that responsible.
I am, but I got my baby's always sleeping behind me.
I still get giddy opening fucking packages that I order on Amazon. I'd be like, oh fuck, what did I get this time? And you'd be like, oh, I probably shouldn't have spent money on that. Oh, I probably didn't really need another championship towel. Oh, I probably didn't need another pennant. Oh, I probably didn't need another shirt that kind of looks the same but it's a little different. Oh, I kind of really need this. And I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of really don't need a kid right now or anything. I may be too high to handle a dog at this point.
Yeah, that's what I was. My dog sleeps with me, but that's part of the time that is taken up. I walk him for like 2 hours a day. We go 6 miles pretty much every morning. So that feeds into it. But yeah, and I was gonna say I'm not ready for a kid because I was just upstairs rewatching Money in the Bank. I think that's a better transition to go. Well, the summertime. We'll finish up with sports talk into trivia. But I did watch Money in the Bank. Did you watch any Money in the Bank since there were no other sports going on? I would recommend.
There was UFC on. I was watching UFC actually instead during the day because I still follow that like a fucking weirdo. Actually, that's not as weird as following WWE.
I was going to be into it, and then McGregor decided not to sign up for his drug testing, and I'm out again because that's the only fight I wanted. I know. I'm not like totally out, but. There's
still in the Ultimate Fighter season. There's still a chance. He's tweeting out that I'm ready for a fight. I'm ready to go. So
I watched so many steroids. He's gonna pee in the cup and it's going to melt. There's just it's gonna be a straight hole from where his stream hits the cup. It's just gonna go directly through. He's gonna pee in the toilet, just like normal.
If it makes the feeling better, like the Ultimate Fighter season. Michael Chandler 6-0 against Conor McGregor. Like his guys have not won one single fight.
Similar
I think it's the first time that's ever happened. It's 6-0, and
it's as bad as when the stupid. When I stopped watching the Ultimate Fighter was at Black Zillions versus ATT season because those fights were so lopsided. So lopsided. One team was just dominating the other. And what happens normally in an Ultimate Fighter season when you have a team that's so dominant is that one team is super dominant, and then the one person from the other side gets lucky all the way through his tournament. He has shitty fights and then ends up knocking somebody out randomly in the final. And you're like, this is not what I've watched. There was like 8 other guys on this other team that should have had this shot. And I got to sit here and watch Matt Riddle win the UFC contract. Why do I got to do that?
That's a good segue back into wrestling. But yeah, I don't know. I still enjoy it. I like Michael Chandler, so I'll continue watching.
I enjoy Michael Chandler.
Fights were not bad this weekend. The fight night, and there's a big card this weekend. Volkanovski and Yair Rodriguez, and I think it's I don't remember who the other championship card fight is, but it's a good card this weekend. I won't be able to watch, but it's gonna be a good card.
Are you back on the road this weekend?
I am back on the road. We were back on the road this week. We were in Minnesota. Yeah, excited to go to Minnesota. I think it's cold here. Wait till I get back up there.
I feel like you're gonna be right in the middle of the wildfires, unfortunately, but it won't be that bad. It's better than imagine if you played lacrosse in the winter and then they were sending you to Minneapolis. Like that year that they had the Super Bowl up there and it was minus 40 on the outside. Nobody left. You would fly into the Mall of America and you did not stay outside. I've been there. It's miserable.
It looks like I have some free time, because I play at 1:00 on Sunday, so I'll find something to do. I'll probably go to the Mall of America. I've never been there. Like I said, never been to Minnesota, so should be exciting.
They have a theme park in the Mall of America too, so you can see the entire gambit of American experience walking through the mall. Finish line, Wetzel's Pretzels, giant roller coaster because everybody, that makes sense. I had something that I was going to say. Oh, you know what I did over the weekend? So funny that we were talking about the Ultimate Fighter. The one reason that I will never fully go away from it is because of Brendan Schaub. If you've been a friend of mine, you know that he's been one of my favorites for a long, long time. I've been listening to his podcast. I went and saw his podcast partner perform comedy downtown. I love that. That club is pretty sweet. For have you ever been to the Downtown Comedy Works Club? I know that we've been to the one.
I have been downtown. Both are awesome.
I love both of them, but the one that's downtown, you feel like you're in New York for like 2 hours or however long that you're down there because it's all the way in the basement. It was pretty cool. That was a lot of fun. And unfortunately, I got, I don't even have the best thing to say. I've been listening to this guy's podcast since I was in 8th grade. It's over 8 years that I've been listening to this guy. I have all of this time to think of, okay, I'm going to shake his hand. I bought the VIP tickets. I'm going to shake his hand. I'm going to tell him something. What am I going to say? You shaped so much of my life. And my girlfriend walks up. Yeah, he just kind of dragged me here. And he goes, oh, yeah, that's how we always talk about that. Boyfriends dragging their girlfriends to the shows. Did you have fun? I did. But he said, we're going to go see the guy from The Hangover. He goes, oh, I love Ed Helms. And Brian Callen just belly laugh. as we're walking, because they put you up on the picture and then they just shove you out the back door. And as they're shoving us out the back door, Brian Callen's just standing there cackling at something that my girlfriend said. Not even something that I said. I felt like I got robbed.
It really did. You got your ass handed to you, buddy.
Stole my moment.
I'm sorry, buddy, but you really got. This is your one shining moment.
Stole my moment. Really, one of the main things that I wanted to touch on just from Money in the Bank, the men's match is the first match. It's incredible. It's a car wreck every single time, and I feel like I've seen everything that you can do with a human body and a ladder, but I haven't. This year, they had it in Britain. And apparently the British ladders are a lot sturdier because you know how normally when they chuck people, they like fall and the ladder breaks. They weren't breaking this year. None of them. Like Damian Priest was laid out on a ladder and Logan Paul from the side of the ring did a frog splash onto Damian Priest onto the ladder. And I swear you see him hit. You see Damian Priest compress under all 200 pounds of Logan Paul. You see them both launch back up into the sky, and Logan Paul flies 3 feet. Like that ladder barely even moved.
Those ladders breakings were caused a lot of injuries, honestly. So that may have been a small adjustment because I swear every single year there was something because the ladder broke or something wrong that happened. So maybe they're like, you know what, just take the impact. We'll figure out the rest after.
Oh my god, I don't know how you sign up for that. And then also, so he's up on the ladder with Ricochet, Logan Paul again. Not that I want to talk about him. I don't have an issue with him. I kind of like the stuff that he puts out, and it's cool that he's doing this. But, like, he's up on there with Ricochet on the top of the ladder. Ladder gets pushed over. They're supposed to land with 1 foot on the ladder and 1 foot on the top rope. There's 2 tables set up, so everybody knows that they're going through the tables. What they were going to do is land on the top rope and then do a Spanish fly. So Ricochet basically does a backflip with Logan Paul on his arm. The ladder wobbled. They both missed the top rope. Ricochet lands on the second rope. And Logan Paul like basically goes all the way down to the bottom. Ricochet grabs him, basically sucks him up like this, and does the backflip anyway when Logan has nothing to jump off of. It just smashes his head through the table. I was like, God, this guy, he's losing money doing this. He's losing money getting his head slammed through a table doing a backflip. And he flew to London for this shit. So I like the Money in the Bank match. And then and the Prime bottle. He was out there
promote
too.
That Prime, and like reality, like he's there for one reason. He likes wrestling, doing all that, but it's free promotion for his drink.
It is, but honestly, if you had the ability, would you do anything different than what he's doing? Like,
no,
if you had all of the money in the world from the time you were 13, what would you do? I'd fight I'd box Floyd Mayweather, and then I'd wrestle at SummerSlam and Money in the Bank. Okay.
I'd probably go on a Pat McAfee tour if I'm being honest with you. Play punter for a couple of years, do my own media thing, go wrestle every now and then, be a commentator. Yeah, that's what I would do.
That one sounds pretty enticing as well. And then obviously the Bloodline match, that one's cool. It's interesting because I've had that same kind of like storyline mapped out with Dom and my other cousins for so long, where we all break in and Dom and I are the tag team. We come together, break apart, family drama. It's Shakespearean. It's beautiful. Roman Reigns got pinned for the first time in 3.5 years, which when WWE protects somebody that's for that long, where a guy's been champion for over 1,000 days and he hasn't been pinned in 3.5 years, that means that they believe in, I think they believe in Jey Uso. That's what I've been seeing for the past couple of weeks with the match that he had against Austin Theory on SmackDown and the chances that they've given him, and he stepped up every single time. Like, Jey is a little bit more, he's the cooler of the Usos. Like, the Usos are great as a tag team. I love Jimmy, but Jey Uso is
which one is which still.
It's the one with the shorter hair. I know. They're very similar. He wasn't injured for a long time. He wrestled Roman at WrestleMania. This is the one that wrestled Roman. The other one hasn't actually wrestled him.
Okay. Like I said, news to me. No clue.
There's going to be like one of
short hair. Still have no idea.
Yeah, that one does have short hair.
I know.
Jey cut his hair.
You could tell me that and be like, no, that one has shorter hair. Like that's how I'd probably be able to tell that after that. But like I said, I don't even remember. Is it Jey that has a short hair?
Yes, Jey has.
Jey is the one that I was just. Yes, it's not
Jey
necessarily the hair. It's like which one is the name? Is it Jimmy or is it Jey? That's where I'm at. But hey, good for them.
Jey, yeah. No, I really like that one. I think I'm interested to see what they do. I'm hooked. I'll be hooked at least until football season starts up and I won't watch as much anymore. But for now, WWE 2K23 is in my PlayStation. So when we sign off here, yeah, I'm probably going to be continuing on. I think I'm going to injure. Here's the crazy thing. I think I'm going to injure myself. That's been my thought throughout the day. I'm going to make it so that I have this rivalry. Whoever I'm in the rivalry with is going to injure me because it's October. So I can get injured, come back at the Royal Rumble, entry number 21.
That's just entry number 30. If you can make it to that point where you get injured, be my guess. But like I said, I played those games a while ago, and I still play I got the recent one. I played the night career because I was bored one day after WrestleMania, so I was like started doing that. But if you can figure out how to get yourself, just tweak your thumb. Actually, do it in real life, and then you're gonna mess up on the stick, and then you'll injure yourself.
Yeah, no, and then I just gotta limp around, like have the cast on my hand, and then in the match, just it's been healed. Oh my god, that fucking Kevin Nash meme. That's still the best. I love WCW and I hated WCW, but I loved it at the end because it's just the stupidest. That's every 8-year-old that tried to book a wrestling event was like that old school WCW when Kevin Nash pokes Hulk Hogan on the chest and wins the World Heavyweight Championship. I was like, we have reached a new level of idiocy at this point. And that's the last 10 minutes of Jimmy making sure that all the nerds are paying attention. Let's talk some sports, Nico. Let's talk some sports. Brucey B didn't want to be here as much as everybody made it out to be.
Brucey B got himself a contract, buddy. Brucey B got himself fucking.
First thing, was there anything that we could have done that would have been close to the offer? Nothing?
He got triple of what he could have got here. Triple. Okay. There was projections that he was going to get double, and people were saying that's pushing it. Like people were saying, oh, he'll sign a 12.6 exception from a contender. Oh, he can sign for $15 million with a bad team. No one thought the Indiana Pacers were going to dump rookie contracts of guys that literally played 1 year for them, trade them away for second-round picks. Just so you can be like, yep, I will take Bruce Brown for $22.5 million and move on. Yeah, no. Nuggets could have given him I think it was $2 or $7.3 million. And look, Bruce Brown's he's not going to have a better contract than that. And this is the same thing we said with Kadri. It's literally crazy how identical this is. Like he came here. He was 1 year here. Nas was 3 years, but he was 1 year here. He will always be a Denver Nugget legend, but the man needed to go get his bag. And Bruce's age, he's 27 years old. He's probably not going to get a contract that hefty at 30 years old, 31 years old. So you know what? I'm not mad at him. I'm really not. And look, there's rumors out there that he was going to go to Lakers. That was a real rumor. And look, if Bruce Brown's last thing as a Denver Nugget was leveraging the Lakers for more money, the man can build a statue from him.
Poetic, isn't it? It's poetic, huh?
He was like, you know what? I have interest. Indiana, give me more money. Give me a couple more $1 million so I come sign with you instead of the Lakers.
Yeah. How's Larry Bird's farm doing? How's Larry's farm doing? Does he have the money for me? Okay, if I say I'm going to the Lakers, he's gonna have more money for me, right? That's the agreement we're doing. Look me in the eyes.
I'll entertain going to Dallas with the team that literally has no money. I will entertain going to Milwaukee or Golden State just so you pay me more. Because look, I don't give a fuck. I won. Pay me money and give me a starting role, and we're here. That's exactly what Bruce did.
It's that iconic line from Goodfellas. Fuck you, pay me. My car broke down. Fuck you, pay me. There was an explosion. Fuck you. That's Bruce Brown was finally, he got to experience the life of Al Capone or Don Corleone. He was sitting at the table. You come to this on the day of my daughter's wedding, the post-NBA championship, with $15 million? That's the disrespect you show me. I'm going to go to the Lakers. I'm going to take this offer, and I'm going to go to the Lakers, see what they do. And Indiana's like, no, that's fine. That's fine.
No. Take everything. Take all of our cap space.
My keys, his keys, ownership rights.
I love Bruce. I really do. Bruce is a legend, Denver Nugget legend. He has a higher annual salary than Aaron Gordon currently. I am not paying him that much money. I'm sorry. I'm not.
And I'm sorry, who was in the starting lineup at the end of the run there?
I mean, he would close games out instead of Michael.
I know he closed games. I know he closed games.
Yes, he was a 6-man for us. So like I said, good for him. Just I would have been pissed off if he went to the Lakers. Okay, I would not have been happy. I was like, you son of a bitch. But then again,
totally understand.
I would have been like, you son of a bitch, don't you fucking do this to me. Don't do this to the city. Everything we just did for you, don't do that. And Bruce showed his true nugget. He was like, I'm a Denver Nugget for life. I ain't wearing those damn colors like Melo did, like JR did. Like I can go down a list of former Nuggets that did just try to ring chase. He said, no, I got my ring. I did what I was need to do. I'm going to go. So not many people say this in the world, Jamie, but I'm going to go to Indiana and I'm going to go get money. Yeah, that's a sentence that not many people say.
There's this very small group, and it happens like at the the third week of February people say, I'm going to go to Indianapolis for the steakhouse. And there's another group of athletes that go, I'm going to go to Indianapolis and make some money. And he's not one of them. He's not going for that reason. Honestly, it would not surprise me. Does Indiana practice at like a local high school gym?
No, they actually have.
In my mind, they're the Hoosiers. Like the Pacers are the Hoosiers in my mind. I've conflated the two too far.
Indiana is a basketball state.
They are.
It's one of the biggest basketball states. It's the Florida or it's the Texas of basketball for football, basically. If Texas is football, Indiana it's basketball, plain and simple. So, like I said, it's not the Pacers basketball. It's obviously Indiana and Purdue and all those teams. But like I said, they have nice facilities. They have nice stuff. He's going to be I think he's the third highest paying player on the team already. So.
Does this make them the most relevant since Paul George busted his leg playing for him?
Absolutely. Like since Paul George left, this makes them the most relevant. Tyrese Halliburton's going to be very good. Miles Turner is very good. They have some good pieces. I think they're a playing team. They're better than what some of the teams did this offseason. So I don't know. I don't hate it. I think, like I said, Bruce Brown. He wasn't going to start here. He's always going to come off the bench. He wasn't going to get the minutes, get the touches that he would in Indiana. And now he has a chance to be a number 2 or number 1 guy some nights. He was never going to be that here.
Let's kind of transition. Anything else with the Nuggets since we're on that
still
topic
world champs
as well?
So
yeah, we are.
Point that out one more time. Sorry, we're 32 minutes in. I've only said that twice, so I had to make sure I had to put that out there. Yeah, still world champion, still best player in the world, best team in the world, living in Denver, Colorado. I had my center attention last week on the rookies. I'm going to get way too excited over something like basketball. I'll just say that right away. So if you see me tweeting out Julian Strother is the next Steph Curry, I'm sorry, fat boy fadeaway, but the dude can shoot. and the video and highlights I've been watching out of him has me way too hyped for a rookie. And some of these guys I've heard good things about. So I'm going to get way too hyped over some league because I'm not tweeting about baseball, okay? And what am I going to tweet? Live highlights of me watching the Formula One. Like I love Formula One at the TV show, but I'm not going to be doing that on Sunday nights or Sunday middays unless it's the Las Vegas Grand Prix. But that's about it.
I'll tell you this right now. I was pretty close to live tweeting Money in the Bank. We will have some live events tweeted over the summer. I might live tweet a PLL game, and then Niko can go back through the profile and see what the fuck. This is so embarrassing.
You can, if we're on ABC, you can zoom in on my face. Be like,
this is so embarrassing. Yeah, no, it'll be equal parts. This guy doesn't know.
Why is my co-host talking shit about my team? What the hell are we doing here? This is my account too.
Oh my god. Oh, I forgot. That's the team that he roots for. Oh my god, he's an idiot. That and it's your mom dropping you off at school. Bye, honey. Make good choices.
Have fun. Like, don't say. Don't get in strangers' car and don't say bad things to other kids.
Yeah, don't.
You're gonna piss off somebody in the PL universe, and I'll have to hear about it. That'll be fun. That'll be a fun day.
At that point, Niko, I will dead stop. I will apologize, but that will be the greatest day of our lives in this podcast because at that point, that means people are paying attention. If PLL
people are paying attention, we've had
people are definitely paying attention, but.
The cross world got paying attention. Yeah, well, the cross world is paying attention.
we need a Vince McMahon. We've gone through.
I don't have enough clout to get Paul Rabel. I'll tell you that. Okay, I have no clout, but I have the clout to talk to get a player on. I'll tell you that. I guarantee you, I'll be able to do that because some of these fuckers are giving me a run for my money right now, working me 10-hour days for no fucking reason other than needing to change flights. So and not liking certain meal choices. So yeah, they'll help me out. Okay,
I'm glad that you're gonna have some favors to cash in, but we need like a Vince McMahon. Because we've been stone cold in our ringmaster days. I was just figuring out, like, your dad sitting us down in your kitchen being like, you guys don't talk like this. Let's move forward. And we did that. We put on the stuff. We're still healed. We need, I guess I'll say we need our Vince McMahon. We need our Bret the Hitman Hart, where we're getting tapped out in the sharpshooter. Like, because if PLL comes after us, we're going to have to cease and desist, whatever we're doing. But I'm going to be stone cold. No, I'll make sure. I'll stop short of making sure that you keep your job. I'll make sure that you keep your job.
I'm the one that deals with it. Jimmy's over here fucking Undertaker burning a guy on fire, but I'm Kane under here, the one who's actually burning, be like, what the fuck? Get me up over here. Like, I don't want to deal with this.
I will make sure that you do not get fired, but I want the iconic image. I will make the meme myself, stone cold with the blood running down his face through his teeth, getting tapped out in the sharpshooter against Bret Hart, and he's not tapping. He's just screaming, and the blood's running down through his teeth. And I'm like, far end of the bench, PLL, let's get it happening. And I don't give a shit. Like, people will know that this is a bit, but show me why. Show me why you should be more than just the national sport of Canada, PLL. I want to be invested.
This is not me talking. Now, let me just put that out there. Another point, okay? This is I do not condone the actions and the conversations of my co-hosts. On things related to lacrosse. Everything else, yes, I do. I apologize for that because that lays on me. But everything lacrosse, really, I do not condone those actions.
Yeah, just get that apology out there now. I said if the Redwoods want to start interacting, my allegiance is up for sale. I've said I'm a Water Dogs podcast. That's because PMT brings me hours of joy when I listen to it.
I don't bring you hours of joy.
You bring me hours. You do bring me hours of joy.
I can get you some swag. I can get you all this.
I was gonna say whatever that was gonna. We were about to have to pause that and have like a conversation face to face if that statement went any other way. My allegiance is up for grabs. That's all I'm gonna say. I know you know the Twitter handle. What's the Woods Twitter handle? Is it at PLL Woods or Roll Woods?
Yeah. I think it's PLL Redwoods.
Yeah, PLL Redwoods. Yeah. Come at FEOTB Pod. Come at us.
Come at Jimmy. Come at Jimmy.
Yeah, I will see that you guys mention us, and I will be the one I just want to be convinced. Convince me that I should be a Redwoods fan.
I can do a lot of convincing. I don't have to do it right now, but I can do any of the convincing you want, Jimmy. I could have been a dick and gave you a PLL question in our trivia, but I didn't do that. So don't worry, I did not do that.
If you shoot it from beyond that line, it's worth 2 points.
And that's a good assessment, Jimmy.
Yeah,
you're halfway there. You're halfway there.
Let's see. Let's talk because we're going to get into the trivia, and I'll change the background for that. Let's talk NHL free agency, specifically just pretty much the Avalanche. Andrew Cogliano re-signs, pretty much his same deal. The big names that let's see. The big names that I would say we let go. Eric Johnson, we mentioned last week. JT Compher, Evan Rodriguez, is no longer going to be here. The guys that we kept around, Chris Wagner, Jack Johnson.
Yeah, Jack Johnson. That's he's going to play the EJ role, quote unquote, which is interesting. But EJ went and got more money, so I get that.
Bowen Byram is who I was meaning to say. I was looking at Bowen Byram's
name. Bo's not going to leave. Yeah.
But we got him renegotiated to his bridge contract. Now here's the interesting conversation that we should have with Bo. Do I think that we should have kept him around for this year? Absolutely, 100%. There was nothing. Bowen Byram and Alex Newhook, even though they came in, they were on the same World Juniors team. They were in the same year. Like
first round, we drafted them both in the first round.
They were pretty much the same player. The difference being Alex Newhook never took or never even showed. See, Alex Newhook was never injured almost through that entire run, which is great. Availability is your best ability. Bowen Byram, with as much as he was injured, still showed Joe Sakic, Chris McFarland, and the Colorado Avalanche faithful, like, this guy has the upside of you could have a potential D pairing of Cale Makar and Bo Byram. And that would be the most dynamic D pairing in the NHL if that does happen. So, like, he showed the upside. You obviously keep around Bo, and hopefully, because he does still need to prove, like, the concussions, it seems like, I'm knocking on wood, but it seems like we've gotten past them with Bo. So you don't have to worry about that anymore. Now let's make sure that we don't have soft tissue injuries. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt because you were a kid playing against men, but you're 22 now, you're 23, you have this 2-year contract. You're either going to make us re-sign you to a long-term deal next season, or we're going to be letting you go. Like, we'll definitely use you for these 2 seasons. The next 2 seasons are guaranteed. But at some point, if you prove it, then we'll re-sign you to a new contract. If you don't prove it, then we're going to see what we can get back from you, because somebody else like Ottawa, Anaheim,
Montreal,
like these other teams are going to be looking around for dynamic defensemen that they think they can improve in their system. So prove that you're going to be that next guy. Like, this is a 2-year tryout, but we're going to know what this contract's going to do in about a year.
And look, I'm not asking him to be Devon Toews or Cale Makar. I'm asking him to be the 3rd best defenseman on the team. That should not be.
Just be healthy. Be healthy. Play 75 games. Let's say 75 out of 82.
Maybe pushing it. I'll say 60, and that's 3/4 of the season. That's still really, really good for today's age, especially with a healthy players. So, like I said, I'm not asking much. Be a 3rd best defenseman, which on some nights you can be. Some nights you're the worst defender, and he has a lot more upside. Newhook deal made a lot of sense getting draft picks. I don't know anything about Callum Ritchie and the other guy we got in the draft, but I do know that Ryan Johansson is going to step in and be one of the best 2 Cs we've had since Kadri, and I know that Ross Colton, after he signs his arbitration deal, will be a hell of a player too. So, like I said, look, it sucks watching EJ walk out the door. It sucks. He was the longest tenured Colorado athlete. Like 2010, he signed here, or he got traded here.
2011, yeah.
It was that 2010, 2011 season, yeah. And he had the story this morning on Altitude, and he was like, yeah, in the span of a week, I did not want anything to do with Colorado. Nothing to do with Colorado. In the span of a week, he lost his he shot a shot into his own goal in St. Louis, laser into the back of his net. The next day of practice, he loses his 3 front teeth, which all of us know, and he still has no teeth. And then 3 days later, he gets traded to the Colorado Avalanche, and a place where he loves St. Louis. And St. Louis, and he was like, I'm going to be here the rest of my career. He's the number 1 overall pick. Stay there. And then he comes here, and he goes through everything, starting with Coach Joe Sacco. Yeah, for those who are Avs fucking weirdos like myself and Jimmy, Joe Sacco, he was under his coaching. Then Waugh, and obviously Bedsy as well. Like, he did do it all. And I'm so glad that we were able to get him a championship and get him the rightful place he deserves, because, like I said, there's not many Colorado athletes that have been through everything like this. There's not many, like us fans. There's not many, and he absolutely deserves it. I hope that when it's all said and done, he'll get to sign a 2-hour contract where he gets to retire an Av. And then, like I said, 6 should not be worn by another Avalanche player. Not many players in the hockey world play 12 years, have the A on his chest, have nearly every statistical defensive statistic for a franchise, win a Stanley Cup, do all that. Not many players do that. And we can have that conversation at a later date whether 6 should be retired or not, but he absolutely deserves all of his flowers. And I'm so happy he got a contract in Buffalo. He gets, like I said, he's in the East. Don't have to worry about him. Isn't Buffalo in the East? I think it is.
Yeah, no. They are in the East.
Don't have to worry about him. He can go play. He gets to go play with Tyson Jost again, which is awesome. He gets to go play with Owen Power, another young up and coming defenseman.
He gets to play with Tage Thompson.
Tage Thompson, he's gonna have an opportunity getting back in the playoffs. He's not on no slump team, so I'm very, very, very happy for him and very excited. JT Compher, on the other hand, why could you do this to me? Why did you go to sign in Detroit? You didn't have to do that. I love JT though. JT deserves a lot of flowers because he was part of that team for a long time, but it's unfortunate. It's sad to see him go, but you know it has to happen. That's what happens when you win championships. You don't get better. You were the best team in the league for a reason. When you win a championship, your team is going to get worse. That's how sports is just set up, unfortunately.
And so I feel differently about both of the guys that we lost. I love EJ, and I'm going to even bring in just the community aspect. The fact that he was here through a lot. He would have just came in, and then the Aurora Theater happened, and Arapaho happened, and like we've been dealing with some other stuff in Colorado outside of sports. He basically made his home here, and he's been the most constant presence of the last decade plus since everything else happened with all these other teams. Like it'll be interesting not having him here. And I've said that a couple times on some of the other shows, but like great that he didn't go to a team that I can't stand, like Chicago, St. Louis, Detroit. I can stand watching Buffalo. I like Buffalo. I like Alex Tuck. I like Tage Thompson. Bringing in a guy like Eric Johnson for that team, that is going to be the next step that they need. They needed something like that. Like Alex Tuck had, I think, the most experience of anybody else on that team up until now. And now you got Eric Johnson, who's like, listen, I've been the last place team in the NHL. We were dead fucking last. Worst and then we won the championship in 20 games. I've been on both ends of this. It's from here, it goes up, it goes down. Buffalo has been down for so long. If it were to turn around for Buffalo and Colorado we're not going to have this window that I think we do. If that were to happen, I would say having Buffalo take that next step with Eric Johnson, knowing Eric Johnson's the catalyst, that would be a very small. I'm saying very small because I'm wearing an Avalanche hat now. Like everything in my life is revolved around the Avalanche. It would be a very small consolation prize. For JT, I don't know. I think that he will be better, but here's the thing about JT is that he's so old at this point because he's been here for so long. Don't sleep on 7 years. Do not sleep on 7 years. And he's scored some huge goals. But here's my question. Was it him being here for 7 years behind guys like McKinnon and Rantanen and Landeskog to where he never saw that extra step in production? Is that why we see him score the big goals because people forget about him? Or is he in that situation still because he never got the opportunity to be the guy? He's going to go to Detroit. It's now basically him.
The guy still.
He's not the guy, but it's him and Palat. Like him and Palat are the ones who punch.
No, the Perron from St. Louis. Palat is in New Jersey. But look, Detroit has like 5 or 6 contracts to veterans that are like stupid money. I think Perron's one of them. I know JT's another one. I saw like 3 other deals that they just give out. Like, what are they giving out this money for?
Larkin probably got a big one too.
Like they're giving out this money. Like, what are we doing here? So look, good for JT to get paid because he was not going to get that here. He was not going to get that many places. I would look if I saw that contract after winning a cup, I'd be like, yeah, let's go to Detroit. Look, not many people pick Detroit outside of Eminem and Kid Rock. Okay, and for that money in this NHL world, you probably say, yeah, sure, I will. Because JT Compher at this age is not getting $5.5 million anywhere else.
Yeah, that is as much money as he's going to get. And honestly, the highlight came up a couple times during that night's Stanley Cup run because they overlapped so well on the calendar. Like him coming out of the box against Edmonton, scoring that goal in the game where Nas got his wrist broken by that illegal check. Like it's one of my favorite JT Compher moments. JT Compher's had a few good ones. The other guy that I will give the notion of mentioning is Darren Helm. If there is a time to retire and ride off into the sunset, it should have been last season, but you do it now. Like, do not go to another team. I don't even care. He
already retired. He retired this morning. Like,
good.
He officially.
But that was needed because you tried to regain the magic, and you could only play once every 15 games this past season. You had the wild ass playoff goal where it bounces off the wall. Is that EJ to Darren Helm, by the way? Is that the last two? Basically, the biggest play of those two's career in an Avalanche sweater. Yeah, that should have been your swan song, big guy. You should have been. I wanted you. I had faith that he was going to come back and be that pest again, but just him and he is different. He's old. He's just not the same. He's not that same guy. Wasn't
and look, I don't hate him for it. Like I said, he won a cup here. I think there's one guy in the history of NHL that has won a Stanley Cup with both Detroit and Colorado, and it's Darren Helm. Okay, it's rare company, so he deserves his flowers. He came in and did what he was needed to do, and look, Sometimes, like I said, with the Nuggets, they got Jeff Green on his last leg, DeAndre Jordan on their last leg, Ish Smith on their last leg. We got Darren Helm on his last leg, and he got to ride off in the sunset. Something that, a lot of players don't ever get. They are still world champs. But not many players get to ride off with a championship. Very handful of people get to do that. So.
Anything else that you want to hit on before we move into you give me my quiz for the week and guess the bench?
I have another topic that's look. It's July 4th week. Yeah, this is coming out on the 6th, but it's July 4th week. So we're going to be talking. We'll have a conversation about something else that happened this week with one of my questions. So is all I say.
Okay.
Do we? Oh, the background. The background. Yeah, it's trivia time, ladies and gentlemen.
I do have the background. Yes, of course. I have the background. I got that set up last week. It is time for Guess the Bench. I'm a big Weakest Link fan, so that's where when I do this segment, that's where this is going to lead. What's your go-to trivia show? Because we didn't talk about this last week. We're both big trivia nerds, by the way.
And look, I follow Barstool Sports, and I love the dozen trivia competition that where it's 12 rounds, and they go one versus one question on different categories, sports, pop culture, whatever it may be, and it's very, very good. And like I said, I live for just sports trivia because there's so much shit that I know for no reason. Like I know what players' faces are. I can tell you.
I'm a social studies teacher.
You could give me a picture of the 2009 Denver Nuggets or 2013 when we were really bad Denver Nuggets, and I can name you every single player on that team just by looking at their face. Like that's how stupid I am with these numbers and with faces and trivia. So when it comes to sports, so I think I'll give you probably your easiest question first, and I'm gonna say it gets harder because I think this is a fair question to start with.
Before you do, I just want to say my credentials for this trivia thing. I had such free time in college being a communications and sociology major that I watched all of the Americas games, and I memorized by year from like 1980 to 2017, I think is when I stopped finally watching them, and they were showing them yesterday on NFL Network. And they would be able to go like, 1999. And I'd be like, the fucking Broncos. We're going to be watching the Broncos documentary. I had them memorized by year per Super Bowl champion. Like 49ers won 82, 83. It was bad. That's where I come to with this trivia fiending.
I got you some football trivia. You know what I did, buddy? I got you in here. So are you ready? So hold on. Last week I had 3 points, right?
3 points, yep.
I had 3 points.
I have the 2 sticky notes that I'm going to put up. They're going to be right in front of where I do the podcast from. You have 3 points currently. I have nothing yet.
Okay. That's
and I won't be able to put the questions on the screen for the benchwarmers. Last thing, and then I'll let you ask the question for the YouTube. I don't because I don't want to know the questions beforehand.
Exactly.
I am an honest individual, and as much as I want to produce it and give you guys the questions, I'm not going to do that for myself.
Jimmy, we got a bunch here. We got some good ones here. Okay, we got some good ones. All right. Question number 1. Name the last 3 new 1,000-yard receivers for the Cincinnati Bengals. When I say new, I mean if they repeated it, it goes to the next person. So that means if one individual did it twice, they only get chosen once. So 3 new 1,000-yard receivers. Name the last 3 1,000-yard receivers for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Okay. I'll go with the easiest first, and the easiest is most recent. I'm really hoping that I don't sound stupid here, but I'm going to go Jamar Chase is the most recent, right? Is most recent?
2022.
Okay. As good as Boyd is. Go ahead.
Sorry, it's kind of surprising it was 2022. I don't know if they had 2023 stats in this, but I don't think that would have mattered.
As good as the other 2 are. Like I noticed this when I played my franchises in Madden. You normally have one receiver that gets over 1,000, and the other 2 are stuck at like 600. So as good as Boyd and Higgins are, I'm not going to guess those 2, which means that I got to go back to the Red Rifle era, and I'm going to say AJ Green is the next one.
Okay,
right? Am I good so far?
No, you already missed the question. Give me one more though. I'll give you one more chance to get 2 out of 3.
Did AJ Green never get 1,000 yards?
He did, but he was
okay.
Fourth. So he was the 4th person.
Oh,
which should give you number 2 and 3 if he was the fourth person.
Chad Johnson and TJ Hushmanzada?
No, it's T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd. T. Higgins 2022.
I didn't that's what I was just saying. I didn't think that they.
Yep.
Jamar's been such the weapon for them.
I know it's a question you think you know and you don't, right? T. Higgins 2022, Jamar Chase 2022, and Tyler Boyd 2019. There's your answer for you, buddy.
That was the year after too. That was the year after Boyd caught that touchdown against the Ravens, and Andy Dalton donated like $50 million or whatever it was to Josh Allen's. Oh, damn it!
I know that's gonna. I was gonna sting you.
Now I'm gonna be off for the rest of the round. This is gonna suck,
right? It really hits you hard. Okay, so next one here. I feel like this should be another layup one. So maybe I'll just give you this one next. Okay, total number of world championships for John Cena.
Oh, that's easy. He is a I was really confident for a second.
I know.
I was really confident for a second because now I'm thinking like the last time that I remember him having it or going for it was against Rollins. And John
also,
Stewart
for those non-WWE fans, that's World Championships is WWE Championship, Universal Championship, World Heavyweight Championship.
Yes. But that was the thing is like John Stewart was hosting SummerSlam that year, and he either said something where Cena couldn't tie Ric Flair or he couldn't beat Ric Flair. I'm going to say, and this will be really bad too, this is either going to be really good or really bad. He's a 15-time World Heavyweight Champion. 15-time? Or is he tied at 16? 16. 16 is my final answer.
My face helped you. It was 16. It was 16. I'll give you that one.
Who did he win it over the last time?
I don't remember.
I couldn't. That was what I was missing. The last thing that I have in my head, and I didn't finish the showcase, which I should have finished the showcase, but it was against Rollins and Jon Stewart, the former host of the Daily Show, is the one that screwed him over and hit him in the stomach with a steel chair. I was so mad. Oh, thank God. Okay, I have 1 point.
You got 1 point. I have a two-parter, but I'll save that for last. Okay. Gretzky played for 4 teams. Name them.
The Edmonton Oilers.
I got 1.
The LA Kings.
2.
The St. Louis Blues.
3.
And the New York Rangers.
There you go. That probably was the easiest one.
I'm going to tell you right now, that was the easiest one of the 3 so far because I didn't have anything to second guess myself with. It's hard when you get the easiest ones, but you're also like, that could have been another generic moment. My memory sucks.
I really don't think you're going to get these last 2. I think these last 2 are right on top.
You win everything for the podcast, so it just fits.
Okay, well, this next one, it's July 4th week. What is July 4th known for, Jimmy?
The Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
Yeah, and if you knew this, if you looked this up beforehand, I'm not going to be very happy with you because
no, Niko, it's Joey Chestnut.
The GOAT. Don't you ever talk when you talk about the greatest athletes of all time, you talk about Joey Chestnut, all right?
Joey Chestnut.
The guy who was about to have the Nathan's hot dog eating contest canceled on him. And he said, not today, okay? He said, there's 2 things on July 4th. It's fireworks and it's hot dogs, okay? And he said, one of those 2 is not going to die today. I don't care if the thunder takes away. I don't care if the rain takes away the damn fireworks. I am eating a stupid amount of hot dogs, and you're going to like it. And you're going to air it, ESPN. They thought they could cancel it on him, Jimmy. And he said, not today. Sorry, there's my little Kobayashi Joey Chestnut rant for the day. All right, back to
we both. Here's the thing, but before you get to your next question, we both follow Barstool, so you know who PMT had on their last podcast was Joey Chestnut, and that's yeah.
Okay, I have an audible because I know the other number off the top of my head. Weirdly enough, I'm audibling a question because you knew the answer to this question. I'm audibling, and look, I'm not looking anything up. My hands are here. So the fact that I knew the answer to this question is fair enough to ask the question. True or false?
That's true. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I'll ask the other question I was going to ask just after this question. Okay. Joey Chestnut holds the world record for the amount of hot dogs eaten in 10 minutes. He also holds the record for the most amount of Twinkies eaten in 6 minutes. What is that number? I will give you a five range up and down.
So his record for hot dogs is 75, right? 75 is the record.
You would have got that wrong.
Damn. No, it was. I guess I said 75 because I'm trying to convert hot dogs to Twinkies. But yes, I did listen to the interview. 70. I thought that he was saying 76 would give him the record, not tie him the record.
I'm website. Either way, it wasn't the question, but I what I saw on Wikipedia, which Wikipedia never is wrong, right? So it said 76, so could be wrong.
It is 76 but here's the thing. I have eaten quite a few hot dogs. Like hot dogs are a staple in my diet. I have eaten
more of a
zero.
Sorry, the question.
Zero Twinkies.
I've never had a Twinkie either. Funny enough.
Zero Twinkies in my life.
Well, just for reference, I'm not going to measure. What the fuck am I doing? Pause on that. I'm not going to try to measure a Twinkie here, okay? You guys can do that with your own.
I think it's like 4 to 5 inches. Yeah.
Are you sure? It's 4 to 5 inches. Pretty big. I don't know.
3 inches. I have no idea. 120. 120 Twinkies in 6 minutes. Oh, no shit. No shit.
It's 121. You're gonna play for that one. Yeah,
I'm the smartest man alive.
You're absolutely gonna play for that one. It was 121. I think it was six. It was either 6 minutes or 10 minutes. I know it was 6 minutes, but I know off the top of my head it was 121. That is the record. Yeah, and I gave you a 5-point leeway, and you got it within one.
I will take it.
You will take that one. So we have 3 points.
Yeah, 2.
Yeah, 3 out of 4. No, you have 3 out of 4.
Oh, I do have. Yeah. Okay.
So you got. Yeah, you have Gretzky, you have Cena, and you have that one. Okay. Last question. We're tied right now. Last question, 2-parter. Okay. Yeah. USA has the most. And you look. You know I'm an Olympics boy, and you know I love my team USA. USA has the most amounts of Olympic gold medals in the Summer Games history at 1,061 gold medals. Who has the second most is the first part. And what is the number? I'll give you within 10.
Can I have the number for the U.S. again?
The U.S. number was 1,061 gold medals.
1,061.
Who has the second most amount of gold medals in summer, not winter, just summer gold medal history or summer Olympic history. The years were 1896 to 2020/2021 because Olympics was in 2021. But it was 2020 Olympics. You know what I mean.
Huh. So here's my thing. Here's where I'm held up because with that long of a time span, it's basically been the U.S. and some other world powers. So there's the time span of the Nazis where the Germans would have been winning a lot of medals. Mm-hmm. There is the time of the Cold War where the Russians were on all the steroids and winning a lot of the gold medals. There is this recent time where it seems like it always comes down to the U.S. and China because China has 1.5 billion people and they can just throw more gymnasts at the bar. So I'm torn between those 3, and then it's also obviously probably going to be a country that I didn't even mention there. I'll say Germany. Fuck it.
And what's the number?
843.
You didn't get either one on this one. I'm sorry. The answer, Russia, with 609. Nearly, the United States nearly has double. 1,061. Second place has 609 gold medals. Russia has the second most. Jay, valiant.
I was going to say.
Valiant. Germany, that helps you. Germany was third. Germany was third.
Thank you for that. Because Germany
was third. And I think China was like 5th, I think.
And I couldn't think. Honestly, what was holding me up was like, it's going to be these 3 countries that I mentioned. And then I'm not even going to mention Jamaica. And they've had the hold on the sprinting for however long. I was like, that's going to be stupid. No, I'm glad that I feel okay with that showing. It's going to be
You hit some good questions there. We've had some good questions between the 2 of us so far. So.
I understand now how hard that those 5 random cold questions were, and it's going to be so much easier now that we're going to have a topic moving forward.
Exactly. You don't know what the hell's coming. And do I need to think about the Bengals? Do I need to think about Wayne Gretzky? Okay, where are the Olympics coming in? Oh wait, Kobayashi? Like
I did a tried and true. I was doing, because my parents have been watching Criminal Minds upstairs, like trying to go, because we have Paramount Plus and they have all of the seasons on there. I was like doing the FBI profile. I was like, I'm going to talk about something totally off topic, make him keep talking as I'm formulating my words. And I do not ever ask me where 120. If you see me and you're a bench warmer and you've been a bench warmer of the show and you're like, hey, I love you on Guess the Bench, how did you come up with 120? I was like,
I was very, very surprised. I was like, "Holy shit, he was one off." Like I said, I came up down on the spot. You were one off on the hot dogs too, 75, 76. Like I honestly thought that in the back of my head. I was like, "Oh, he watches whatever." Like they probably said that on Twitter or something. They had 76 as a record. They do that all the time this time of the year. So yeah, I had the Twinkie ones because he apparently he has I think he has like 15 records. But another one, do you know what his first ever world record was? It's an eating record. This isn't a trivia question, just bonus trivia. And I'll tell you right now,
is it a food or is it
healthy dish?
Okay. Because I know I've seen the videos of him, like his stomach is insane because he can chug a 2-liter bottle of Coke and not burp. Like it is a healthy. I have no clue. You're just gonna have to.
In college, at 19 years old, I don't know the number off the top of my head, but at 19 years old, he set the world record for the most amount of deep fried artichoke.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Sorry, not artichoke. Asparagus. The one with the long on the stem. Most
makes your piss smell like shit.
Exactly, and that dude devoured a stupid amount at 19 years old. Bet you the women.
And they got a atomic wedgie throughout his college dorm because they're like, you use the communal bathrooms, you piece of shit. Why would you do that?
Why would you do that at that time? Yeah, that man. Look, like I said, look, he's a top 5 athlete of all time. Like you can argue with me all you want. There's nothing that man cannot eat.
He's the closest thing that we have to a human, like Billy Goat. I'm 100% with that.
A human beluga whale that literally just eats whatever is in his path and just devours it without even knowing what the taste is. How many hot dogs do you think he's eaten just normally? Just it's
because he trains and he has to train with like different. That's the thing that I learned in the interview. He trains with like different style buns because depending on the weather, yeah. He's like, the buns look fast today. And because they
brought Joey fast today?
That's a direct quote.
The buns look fast today?
They brought in Big Cat. He was in the Nathan's hot dog eating contest with Joey Chestnut. And he's like, well, what are you expecting the year that they compete? He's like, the buns look fast today. So then on the interview, they're like, what did that mean? Because you said that to me and then just walked away. And I was kind of just like, okay.
I don't know.
The buns look fast is meaning that they're not stale. So they'll absorb the water faster, and then you'll be able to eat. I should just keep my hands on the
away from your mouth. Yeah.
But he says that if the buns aren't stale, they absorb water faster. They're fast buns. If the weather is bad and they're already wet, they're even faster. Like on Saturday on Tuesday, he probably had the fastest buns that he's ever had. The hot dog could be rubbery and undercooked. Like he probably just. All of the aunts and uncles in his life, he probably just invites over and he's like, here, make me as many hot dogs as you want, and I'm going to try and eat them as fast as I can. To me, that's the training for it.
God, it's crazy because, look, he doesn't do anything else. He just fucking eats food, and he's in shape. Like he's in shape. He's no little Dumbledore, like looking motherfucker, like he's pretty built, okay, and whatever he figures out to devour the food and then get it right out, I don't know, because that man's diet, after one of these contests, I need to know it needs to be studied for centuries, basically, to see how this man does this, because like I said, year in after year out, they just look, it never misses, okay. We talk about Joey Chestnut once a year.
We do. Yeah,
we really do. And every year he doesn't disappoint. Like he's going to win.
Or at least put up an amount of hot dogs that you're going to look at, even with the amount of beer that I know everybody drank this week. All you bench warmers, all you sick degenerates out there. As much beer as you drank, you couldn't eat as many you couldn't even think about eating as many hot dogs as Joey Chestnut just ate. However many he got.
In reality, Jimmy, how many hot dogs do you think you can put down in 10 minutes?
Bro, 5. If I eat 5 hot dogs at a function, that means I was hungry.
I think I can put down 10. Hear me out.
Am I drinking also, or am I like in a competitive eating situation?
No, competitive eating. 10 minutes.
Oh,
how many hot dogs can you put down? I think 10
I would say probably
10
12.
Easy.
Yeah, 10, 12.
I'd say 10 to 15 range, I think.
I don't know. Yeah. Because I don't even know how to train for it.
God,
I guess the good thing is, because this is why I was
no trading. That's your trivia question over the week, ladies and gentlemen. Comment below on the YouTube video, on the TikTok. How many hot dogs do you think you could eat in 10 minutes? Competitive eating, not just enjoying it, sitting there drinking a beer. Competitively gulleting down, pause on that hot dogs. How many do you think you can put down? Jimmy says 12. I will be generous, and I think I can put down 15. Because I can put down food fast.
I was thinking about that too, and it depends because as the offensive lineman, I used to hate going to buffets because I don't want to get up and get my food every time. I just want the food brought to me. Like if the food is able to continually be brought to me, then I'll sit here and eat all day. What do you want to talk? What do you want to eat? What do you want to talk about? I can do that. So the fact that it's all right there, sure. I don't know. Okay. I might have to be in my own little space. I'm such an overthinker, and I've had to deal with like enough anxiety that I know if I'm there and I see Joey Chestnut just full on, I'm not using my hands. My hands are back here, just dunking his hot dogs and then slamming the entire thing down his face. I'm going to be thrown off. So I need to have my own space is the caveat I'll throw in there.
All right. We'll here, we'll do this. 500 likes on Twitter on this video right here, and we will do a hot dog eating contest live on our show.
Okay.
500 likes on Twitter on either Jimmy can decide on the video of the trailer or this little snippet.
Let's do 500 media views. So that's Twitter.
No, that's way too fucking easy. That's way too easy.
Niko, let me just. I hate to burst this bubble.
No. We're not doing this right now. But okay, if we do it that, let's do 1,000 views then. 1,000 views.
Right.
1,000 views.
We can try. Yeah,
1,000
views.
1,000 media views across all those, and we will do this. Like it can be on the Twitter, it can be on TikTok, it can be on whatever, however Jimmy decides it. And
I will try. I will post it everywhere.
We will sit down and I will cook hot dogs, and maybe a late show where we only do that for a whole show, and we will cook them and I will have them ready, and I'll make 20 and you'll make 20, and we'll see how fast we can get there. Pause on that again. This show was just full of just stupid shit.
Yeah, no, I think that I'll agree to that. I'm virtually shaking on that deal. We'll
maybe do 5 minutes instead of 10 minutes because that's 10 minutes of just us devouring hot dogs. That's not really a great audio show. So 5 minutes.
You only have one bathroom, Niko.
We can do it virtually. Just tell Mama Pilato, hey, I need 30 hot dogs. You just have them there, and look, it's great leftovers. Go to King Supers. No free shout out, but free shout out. Be like, yo, I'll take the 30 pack. You want what? How many people are you having over? Oh no, I'm just trying to be Joey Chestnut.
So the thing that's been stuck in my mind, and then we'll wrap up after this because I think that we're good. But last week, last week I did almost drown eating my third. I made 3 hot dogs and I had like a bagel sandwich that I was going to eat for lunch. On the third hot dog, I took the last bite, and you know how you normally do. I took the last bite of food. I was washing it down with a Gatorade. Well, this piece of food didn't allow the Gatorade to go down my throat, which means for 15 seconds until I could get up from the table and sprint up to the bathroom, I was drowning. I was not choking because I couldn't say that I was choking. I had enough of the Gatorade that I was also drinking. Like I was.
Jimmy, I know you know how to eat food. Like we both know how to eat food here. Okay, we both are linemen.
I know this. No reason why it happened. I couldn't tell you, but it was just
like that. It's like that funny joke when someone trips. Like walk much, walk much. Jimmy, eat much, buddy. Are you okay there? You drink much?
Not. So tune in if we do. Make sure we get to the 1,000 views, and make sure you tune in to the hot dog eating contest because I might die.
We'll
have to have Dom sit and boom.
It'll be a live stream. We will live stream it, and if we get there, like I said, we get there. Tell your friends. Yeah. It may not go over well. That's all I'll say.
Make sure Dom's sitting in boomer spot so he can give me the Heimlich if needed.
All right. Not only do we have trivia, we now have food eating contests on the show. Welcome to Far on the Bench Summertime, ladies and gentlemen.
Far on the Bench summertime is the best time of the year for the show. Hopefully everybody enjoyed, and you got a little bit of sports knowledge out of that. I know that we were kind of pretty much all over the place, but that's what the summer is for. At FEOTB Pod on all social medias. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Share it with your friends. I know that you enjoy it. Leave a 5-star rating and a review. Once you do that, share it. Let your friends know about the show. Tell them where they can check us out and tell them when every single week right here, YouTube. All the different audio platforms for podcasting on the Variety Sports Network at Variety_sports_ and Variety Sports Network on YouTube. For myself, Jimmy Pilato, my co-host Niko Bryant, thank you guys very much for tuning in. We will see you next week.
Peace.
If you don't stay down and you never quit, come on over here and sit on the far end of the bench.